know if this network is fantastic or not. Hello. Hello, good evening. How are you? Happy Sunday. How are we? Happy Sunday. Wow, this ain't love. How are we? Hello, good evening. Happy Sunday. How are we? Yes, it's better. I even went for, someone invited me to their church. She graduated in the course of the week, but because I couldn't go to her school to support her, so because it was weekday, so today she did Thanksgiving, and I went. And I went. It was just did Thanksgiving, in her church. And she's not even Nigerian. She's Cameroonian. Hello, you're all very welcome. How are we? So I was there. I went like this. Exactly like this. It's my clutch and my shoe. How are Sheila? Your eyes look amazing. Eh? How? My eyes look amazing. I don't understand though. Okay, you like my look? Yes, nah. It's when you do makeup yourself. Yeah, it's okay. Sometimes when you do makeup yourself, it tends to look better than when you pay for it. And this is because, they plaster too much of too many things. So face you then, some of them just don't know how to do makeup well. Rarely do you see people that are so good in makeup. Most of the time, the makeup is always too much. It's always too much. And that is what you pay for. That's too much. That's what you pay for. Most of the time, we get away with our own makeup. All of us, we get away with our own makeup. The way we do it, it may not be as professional, but because we know our face, we just get away with whatever we do on our face. So that's what I do. Anytime I do my makeup, I receive compliments more than when people do makeup for me. Amazingly. Anytime I do my makeup, I receive compliment. But you will never get satisfied with what we do. We always think it's not good enough. We always, so thank you. Thank you so much. And your makeup is your color. You will use your own color. But all these people, they just use anybody's color. They join it together, and most of the time, I rarely will get people that do my makeup fantastically. To be sincere, rarely. Tí wo bá ṣe eyebrow yẹn kó wà overly dramatic, They will change my face. Oh, late cool. They will change my face and I look older. Or pada yẹn ti máa pọ̀ jù. I look whiter than my skin, you know. They don't make me look like Kosarugbo Ghana, you know. Rarely do I get people that do my makeup well. I just do it because sometimes I just want to be dramatic with my makeup. You understand? Rarely do I. Sorry, let me try and. Rarely do I get people that do my makeup well. Rarely. Me ni paro. Rarely. I've had to do my makeup most time because I'm not happy with what I got. A lot of times. Àìmọye booty mo máa ń gbà tí n bá ṣe sanwó makeup tán. And you will pay a lot of money. And people will say, ah, you look old. You look old. Adarúgbó ni. Ah, it's not easy, sha. These makeup people, they are like 419, like all these cream people too. But no, I can manage any. That's why some people, no matter what, some people they will do their makeup themselves. If you like, abuse them from night to kingdom come. Neither alone. They are cool with how they do their makeup. Some people, but I patronize them. I just sometimes will mo pe mo lo ko konkere soju ni ma kan se ni ma kan se ma de gba kam gbogbo aṣọ mi ma stain mi o kí ni mo fẹ́ ṣe ko matter I shall ma patronize wọn náà ni, you understand? So I jẹ́ ká gba kam. Hello everybody, you're all very welcome. Good evening. I'm waiting for us to come on board. Today we are going to be in our courtroom. We have dragged Daddy Freeze. We are bringing him to our courtroom. Somebody was saying to us 2 days ago, oh, why are you not talking, critically analyzing what is trending on Daddy Freeze? And I said that I will touch down on this case now 2 years ago. Why are we going to talk about it again? But I see that it's trending. I saw my court clerks. They brought a video where the wife, England versus Spain, good luck. And in England, the mama so although come you wo ọmọ mi ọkùnrin náà àwọn náà jókòó fẹ́ wò, but àwa èmi ò ní interest. Ẹ̀yin lẹ mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ win win àwa wà right. Ah, Trump pẹ̀lẹ́ o. Hey, Babanja kì í ṣe bí ti ká kú o Trump. Why they want to buy Trump now? Wetin Trump do now? Wetin Trump do now? When una wan buy Trump, oh, hey, Trump pẹ̀lẹ́ o, from all the way from Ireland, though a mọ̀ pé o racist pa, but me kì í ṣe bí ti ká kú. E no reach make person buy you o. E no reach make person buy you o. E no reach that one for this side at all. Ni gbọ́ ikú ara wa. Although you understand, Trump is over 70. We land, so it's an elderly man. But you know, if God gives him to live to 100, 150, that's still okay. He not reach make person buy you. He not reach o. Ababura wa kì í ṣe bí ti ká witch ara wa ni ikú o. He not reach o. It's a wrong move to try and buy Trump. It's a wrong move. It is a wrong move to try and buy him. It is totally wrong. Nothing where person fit do you on this earth where you go plan in buy or buy him. It is not it is wrong. Politics and assassination gbogbo kini is not good. Pẹ̀lẹ́ o, okun o. I hope you are okay o. Ṣé tí yẹn ò ṣá jábọ́. Hope the year not fall. At least, yeah, I'm not happy, but I have to be truthful. A tooth for a tooth, ni what they did to the man that attempted this assassination. And you know what is paining me? I'm hurt that they buy the guy without finding out anything. You understand? Because I don't know if they will be able to have a closure to what is his motive. They send them, or he just want do am. You know, that's how that now so they kpai Martin Luther King for that country. This, you know, the way they kpai people in that US, me that ìlú yẹn rárá for this gun kini tí wọ́n máa ìlú yẹn gbogbo wọn ló níbọn. Gbogbo wọn ló níbọn. Any small thing you go and knock on the door like this, kó tó bá bá ṣílẹ̀kùn báyìí wọ́n kàn lè shoot èèyàn ni. Wọ́n ní àwọn ṣe defense, àwọn defend ara wọn. Èèyàn lè máa bínú ẹ̀ sí kó dẹ̀ kọ̀ jáde kó just shoot person. No, that's the only one. If you ask me, why don't you like America? That's my reason. This gun, although you both got man pay, they and in the end they will say that they used it in defending themselves. And if you find that majority of the time when they buy each other like that, they go just you go here say na gun, husband take gun, buying wife take gun. Even Nigerians, they have gun there too. I think it's a political stunt to make him look like a martyr, and they ended up sacrificing somebody for it. And they will find that in due course. They will find that in due course. To be sincere, I said that behind closed doors, behind camera with my husband, that Abi, is it skits? My husband said no, that is not. I said, because there's nothing that Trump cannot do. Abi, is it, you know, plant? Like, you know, but my husband said no, it's not. That it was a narrow escape. That can't I see he's bleeding in the head? What if the thing had gone into his head? Would that be a skit? If it had gone into his head, won't it buy him? Won't it buy him? So it's for them to have pied the guy instanta. I don't know if he would do such a thing to sacrifice such his what's his name, his, what do they call this person, a whole human being. They pied that guy. It was a Republican that did the shooting, and he is Republican. Anyway, you people are over there. I wouldn't want to delve into that because I do not know. I don't want to say something that, you know, I want to, there will be investigation ongoing now, and then in due course we will find out the truth. I bet everybody stay tuned on CNN, and I bet the police will duly inform and update people in America, and the news will pass on to we here. We will know what happened. I trust them. They will tell us in due course. But I wouldn't want to guess or water down what they told us. That was an attempted, it was speculated as assassination. So I will leave it at that. I don't want to water it down, because if truly it is an assassination, you know, attempted one, then it should be treated and addressed as one. But if it is not, then they will let us know. Not in America, they go tell us, you know, they go tell us in due course. So we don't want to waste much time with Trump's case. The joy of it is that he's alive, probably receiving treatment as we speak. Until then, kudos Americans for at least showcasing to us that they know see and pie. You know, they will not see and pie. So that's that one. So back to our own important amebo in the courtroom. Back to it. Please try and tap and try and share. Okay? A lot of you saw Daddy Freeze's wife, if I may say. Daddy Freeze's wife, if I may say. A lot of you saw her come out I bet it's today on Instagram. So a lot of us saw it. So we have Daddy Freeze. We want him to come and put his mouth. Egbe mic. So Daddy Freeze is coming to this courtroom. I will be the one to talk on his behalf. And I bet you'll be wondering why. Yes, we don't need to invite him. It's an open case that is trending. But like Oriyomi will say, Daddy Freeze, Egbe mic. The good thing is the wife spoke. If you have not heard it, look for it and go and listen to it. I am not going to play it on my platform because everything that the Freeze does, he monetizes everything. If I play that the Freeze, what he and the wife did, he will use my page to make money, and I will not be used. I will use my mouth to explain what he said, and I will tell you people the truth regarding the law. Regarding the law. Fast forward to us. Nancy said, I love that pitch kaftan behind you. Oh, this one. It's 150 euros. Thank you so much, darling. It's 150 euros. It's been a while. It's 150 euros. This one. I have it in 3 colors. It comes in black, it comes in green, and it comes in peach. So, I'm not going to play Daddy Freeze show on my show. Never. He will not use me to make money. He don't make money past anybody for this social media. So, forget it. If you want to hear what the wife said, but I will say it here, go to their platform, go and hear it. Now, what happened is this. Some time ago, it was trending on the social media, especially sometime last year, that the Freeze was fined by a court in that their side, that Port Harcourt side. I don't know the name of the court. Maybe I think they took their case to appeal. Now their case in Supreme. And Supreme is the highest. We have hierarchy in court. Are you getting me? Like here, we have the district, we have the circuit, we have the court of appeal. No, we have the high court, we have the court of appeal. Then we have, which one is the highest now? The Supreme. In Nigeria is equally same in hierarchy. So when you do not agree with the decision made, or decided on a lower court, you have a right to go appeal it to a higher court. So I think they've gone through this process. At this moment, the wife, I don't know if they are now married. Please, you can correct me if I am totally wrong. I think they've dissolved her marriage now and they are now married. Or they have not dissolved. I think they've dissolved it. Am I correct? So they are now married, Abi. But before then, right now the wife said the case is in court of appeal. Meaning regarding the 5 million. Meaning the 5 million naira that what's his name? But that the Freeze was awarded the husband to ex of this lady, Taste Board, who is Daddy Freeze's wife, correct? So now, as far as we know, the reason why the court awarded her ex is because they were, in fact, I've told you people many times in this courtroom I have said to you, a lot of people, especially when it comes to marriage and many other things, if you do not understand the law, the only thing you can do is to go to a legal advisor or a solicitor. You go for a consultation, and whatever the problem you have that is a legal issue, you will table it to them and they will advise you promptly, legally. There is difference between legal standing and moral standing. Are you getting me? Legal standing and moral standing. Legal standing, yeah, holds anywhere under the law. Moral standing is our general opinions, like my view on this issue, my opinion on this issue. Are you getting me? Our upbringing. Our upbringing is not legally. We are all brought up with stuff like, this is not morally just. This is not moral. But there's difference. And you have to understand the difference. Kuoma bamakpe, whatever, Lord bofuni. Because I heard Daddy Freeze's wife, I suppose it, saying what happened to her happens to women. Women are the ones that suffer. Go and listen to it, or word for word. They are the ones that suffer things like this. That because the judiciary system in Nigeria takes forever, which we all know in many cases, in many different situations and issues, not only on marital issue, even on land dispute, even on political, criminal law, everything. There's no thing that judiciary system is not slow. We all know. But it has nothing to do with legal standing. She said it is the women that suffer what she is suffering, or what happened to Daddy Freeze, because if it was a man that was in her shoe and has married or will be with another man, it will not be the same. But it's meted upon her because of the fact that she's a woman. I totally disagree with that submission. It is an untrue submission that should not be aired by people like her, who are supposedly celebrity in the society. Because if you say to people that this is happening to our female gender because we are women, then you are not being truthful. It happened to you because that is a legal stance, not because you are a woman. I blame many of you women that your husband will do the same to you, and you see your husband, whilst you are waiting for a dissolution of your marriage, he's gone elsewhere to go and marry and of course start to bear kids. You have a right to sue him to court. And exactly what was awarded Daddy Freeze will be awarded to you. You chose not to act because you know your rights. You refuse to apply and utilize your rights. If I'm making sense. Are you people getting me? Or I have, at one point or the other, misplaced you? There is no ignorance in law. And there is no sentiment in law. And I will always tell you people on this platform, law is with and by proof. Criminal law is proven beyond reasonable doubt. And family law, things like this, you just need an evidence, a proof that your husband or your wife, even though it is estranged, has committed a thing like this. And what happened to Daddy Freeze will surely happen to whoever is your spouse. Now, I will take it and break it down one after another. Daddy Freeze's wife and herself and himself, Daddy Freeze, they started dating, she claimed, after she had filed divorce. Correct? However, the dispute went on and on in the family law courts, though her husband kept on, her ex, sorry, if I say husband, please pardon me, kindly help me put the ex. Her ex kept on begging, pleading, blah, 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 because he still wants her back. Correct? Now, she said in the marriage, the reason why she filed for divorce is because the guy practices same-sex. Am I correct? His sexual orientation is a no-no for her. That was what she said. That's one. Same sex. Can I tell you people one thing about same sex? I don't know if it applies in the law in Nigeria, but here in this country, where I studied law for 5 good years, when I see cases that applies to my job, I'm very happy to, of course, analyze it and also explain as much as I can so that you can grab it. Now, I hear in their own kind of case, when you two people are together and you discover that your husband is practicing same sex, you understand? Or your wife, any one of you, is practicing it. You have a right to want to opt out. You can claim the fact that emotionally, psychologically, you are traumatized, blah, blah. You understand? That's good. But I must tell you one thing, that marriage under the AcT, which is the legal marriage, under our own common law here, the only reason your spouse can be agreed upon that he or she is practicing adultery is when they are practicing it with an opposite sex. Can I repeat that again? If as I am married, if I go and report my Alowonle now to the courts and say Alowonle is committing adultery, and it is that he is practicing with same sex, that is not taken as adultery. If it is with a woman, come on, you have a case. Are you making sense now? Same sex, except it comes into law, as at now, it's not yet a law. It's not even a bill. So, same sex, whatever, is not taken as adultery. But opposite sex is taken as adultery. Am I making sense to you? This is common law. This is on the practice in this country that I am. And then when I looked into her own case, I thought to myself, if she can go to the courts, she said she was the one that initiated the dissolution, the divorce, not her husband, not her ex. Not her ex, okay? So if she's the one that initiated it, if that is not the same issue, or I wouldn't say it's an issue, if in Nigeria it is recognized that having anything to do with same sex or opposite sex is an issue, it would have been taken into consideration. number one, she filed for it. Okay? So definitely, I believe the same law that applies under the Act in Nigeria applies here, the way we practice it here. I don't know about USA. Those in USA, you can answer us if you are aware of what I'm talking about. Yeah. Secondly, because if it is not the same here, she definitely must have proofs. Because you can't just go and talk in the court of law. I've told you people, you must have, aside, this is the fact, there must be evidences. So you can't just file without you having evidences. Okay? So if she is not able to present evidences, or she presented it and it is not taken into consideration, meaning here and Nigeria is the same thing. Even though we are common law, they are under the Act. I think Nigeria and UK, they are the same. I don't know, but I can't really help the situation more than what I have said. Now, that's one. So pen down that. She is now the one that took the case and wanted the divorce. She said battery is beating, you understand, blah, blah, domestic violence and everything. The man doesn't sleep with her in her room. And she has 4 children for this man. The man only calls her into his room when he wants to make babies. And he's a straight guy. His sexual orientation is a no-no for her. Can I say something? When we are talking, Tasteball wouldn't have to explain, I go explain tire. Assuming her present husband, who is Daddy Freeze, will just do the needful and pay this money and accept that under the law, they goofed. And tell me how. The man will call you into the room. Mind you, there is no time that a man will call you into the room, inner room, his own room. And is it God that in moment he does once with you, it will strike? Meaning he only had sex with you 4 times because you have 4 babies for him. He must have been having this thing with you now. Sometimes you can even do it. You were there in that marriage for 10 years. You were there in the marriage for 10 years. And you said he will only call you into his room to make baby. No. Because he is not even sure if that shooting he gives you will strike. So when we are talking, we have to always think of it. The people you are talking to, we outside the public, we are also reasonable people. We are not fools. When you tell us story, we will use our brain to think, is this thing this person is saying, does it make any common sense? Of course not. It doesn't make any sense because no man will tell you that the moment they bench you in 10 years, they are sure that that thing goes strike. It's a lie. So she cannot tell us she knows how many times the man benched her. Hence, of course, mind you, when you are speaking to the judges also have sense. They use their brain, they think. Love gone sour, marriage gone sour. And you probably not having some substantial evidences to nail this man pen down. Is why probability they were dragging, even though judiciary system, I'm sorry, I must be sincere, is overly slow. At 11 times, at 10 times, it is not possible. Stop. You people should stop lying that thing. It's not possible. We are in marriage now. How can you tell me that it's the 11 times or 10 times you had? That's a lie. Forget it. All those stories is all lies. That one is not true. She should be very sincere with herself. When it was Rosie, it was, as a matter of truth, she mentioned the guy is very, very rich. At least with the way she spoke, the guy is definitely richer than Daddy Freeze. Definitely. She said during the time she was with this guy, they traveled the world. Disney World this year, that place. So we all know that that 5 million they awarded that guy is just to compensate the guy. You understand? Because of what they both did. And I know it is not ignorantly. They did it because they just have to do it. And they thought they would get away with it. But the law will come for you. Because if you are married, under the Act, it is a contract. It is a contract. You have involved the law. It is not customary. In this country, it used to be up to 5 years before they would dissolve your marriage. At first, you have to be 2 years separated, you know. And in that 2 years of separation, the judge will recommend, the family law court will recommend what they call mediation between you. Okay, that's after 2 years. 30, I waste 2 years, you know. After that, they will recommend mediation for you. It is, they don't joke with it that they legally binded you people. And then you will come, they will now just dissolve it like that. No. In fact, abroad here, the people get frustrated. They want, they feel you should have thought of it, that you brought them in, the registrar put you people together and legally bind you people. They will put the children, their best interest. They will think of many things before. They will see if they can at least mediate between you people until they find out and they are convinced that irreconcilable differences, that is when, a lot of times, many of these judges, they are always women. They put children into consideration. They also see, if they see that the man, especially when she said the man is the one begging. The man is the one begging. They will see that one party is still interested. Hence, some judges will just be dragging it with the hope of because it has happened, and many cases like that, where whilst in the process of divorce, some of them end up reconciling. So they will be dragging it. Then with the law of Nigeria, judiciary system in Nigeria, of course, they drag things. So it's not because of you and Daddy Freeze that it is happening. It is the law. Legal marriage is a big deal. It is not like customary law that, oh, Mama Gbo, Baba Gbo, oh, for this reason, okay, go and return the money. The moment you return their dowry, it would have happened like yours case. The moment if he returns May's dowry, that is customary. Who cares again? Judy's family went to return her baby father's dowry. And so, Judy is free. But May's case is different. May did customary, that is traditional, and also did registry under the Act. It is still dragging till now. And it's going to drag for long. What is meted upon Daddy Freeze? Judy should be getting ready. She too is going to get a lamba. Yes. Because that is the law. she gave birth, the most important proof that that man can tender adultery for Daddy Freeze is that during the process, as they were waiting on the dissolution of this legal marriage, even if they are benching, evidence to prove that they are benching is the death of a child, and they have not yet dissolved the marriage. That is the reason why they told Daddy Freeze to they awarded that man a compensation. It is only normal. They were still binded together legally. It is not customary where, oh, they've returned the dowry back to the man, therefore it's over. No, until the court dissolves that marriage and they tell you, we hereby, due to irreconcilable differences. If you have not heard that, it is a breach of contract. You are still a strange wife. You are still a strange husband. It is totally wrong to, with your full chest, start to bear kids with another man, or woman, or man with another woman. There's no court you will take it to. They are still going to uphold the judgment from the lowest court. So carry it to appeal. High court, you will hear they are going to uphold it. Daddy Freeze is only allowing them to be announcing to the world that he committed adultery. Sincerely, that act in this case is simply adultery. That is what they call it under the acts. And that is the marriage, the acts that binded Taste Bud and her husband until it is been dissolved by the court. If it's 30 years, you have no right to allow you. So a lot of people they do it. Do you understand what I mean? They are waiting on their divorce. They have relationship, but nothing to show. No evidence. Their own evidence. That man's evidence that you born. That's. The wife is not penalized. Do you know why? The wife is not penalized because she brought in the case of divorce. As a man, you are supposed to be the one, as a man, be it man or woman, you are supposed to be the one to know that two people are in legal binding. Legal. Are you getting me? Daddy Freeze is supposed to wait. Tell her, please. Daddy Freeze lo ṣẹ̀ sí òfin. Because the husband is the one saying Daddy Freeze ó fún ìyàwó òun tóun wà legally binded to ó fún ní oyún. She committed adultery. That's why they called her. She said they called her, the lawyer, the son to her ex said she's a self-acclaimed adulterer. That's why they call self-acclaimed adulterer. She said it. But it is Daddy Freeze that should pay, because those two are the ones. Please, if you are a lawyer in Nigeria, because I'm talking in our country here, I will open something for you people. All those explanations she's giving is, by the way, is awawi. It is buying people and being sentiments. That is sentimental. It has nothing. It holds nothing with what? Legal anything. I've told you people there's no ignorance in law. Daddy Freeze, òun ló jẹ̀bi. He should pay and stop allowing them to be ridiculing him. Because truth be told, I'm coming. I will look for something for you people. Go and Google on your Google and say, write adultery between estranged wife. Just adultery. Between an adulterer. What does adulterer mean? Just Google it on your this thing. What does an adulterer mean? An adulterer. The answer is regardless of whether the sexual encounter happened after separation or not. The parties are still married. The parties are still married. Accordingly, from a legal perspective, if either were to engage with a new partner sexually prior to the grant of the decree absolute, that is the dissolution of the marriage, it is classed as adultery. So, Daddy Freeze, gbẹ́nu sí mic. Gbẹ́nu ẹ sí mic. Legally, you are an adulterer. You committed adultery. Please, wherever you are, type what is the meaning of type adulterer. Let them give you Google. Let Google give you the answer legally. The moment taste board did not get the dissolution of the marriage, dissolution of the marriage between herself and her man, be it a man, if it is a man too that committed same, she will be awarded money, same. If it's a man, so if you choose, if the man is with a woman and you have evidence, everything to prove, and you choose not to talk, it is your business. There's no sentiment in it. Daddy Freeze, gbẹ́nu sí mic. We in the courtroom, we are going to advise you. And the truth still remains. There is no court of law you will go to. You are going to win this case. You must pay that money. If you don't pay, it can lead you to jail. Yes. Write it. Quote me. Because they can ask for you. It is content of court. When you are going on. If you carry it to Supreme Court, it will still be upheld. Because as at the time yourself and this woman had sexual you understand? When you people were doing it, she was still legally married, waiting for dissolution of the marriage. The court was yet to give absolute decree on it. Hence the reason why they awarded the husband, because you are the one that impregnated a woman that is still in legal marriage, even though the marriage she has filed for divorce, but the court was yet to dissolve it. So all that explanation that she's giving and all those things is awawi. Mi ní parọ́ fún yín. There's no story at all. Gbẹ́nu sí mic, Daddy Freeze. Ẹ̀yin méjèèjì, ẹ jẹ̀bi. There's nothing that she's carrying the flag for other women out there. You are carrying your flag alone. It is rubbish flag you are carrying. I am not saying stay in the marriage and suffer. But that you people didn't commit adultery, you did. That flag is not for others. The flag is for you alone. Commit adultery. But it would have been so peaceful. Assuming when the court awarded you people, go and pay this money to the man. You people are the one, it's not the man talking about you people. You people are the ones embarrassing yourselves. And you let disgrace here. You are not, for you to say, I am carrying this thing for other women in the same situation, that's a lie. You are carrying this cross on and by yourself, for the sake of carrying it, and you you are going against the law. And you are not telling your husband, if he is now, the truth. You are not telling your husband the truth. Because at the end of the day, if they give a bench warrant for his arrest, he's going to jail. Yes. Because this is content of God. When the God finds you money for adultery, you both committed adultery under the act. Go and read the meaning of adultery, the legal perspective of it. They will tell you, even if you are waiting on the man, the court to null and void or dissolve your marriage, you are still legally married. You are an estranged wife. You now went to bring receipt of a child. That means evidentially you are benching another person and you are still legally married. And so he should put my picture there because I told him the truth. No, I say the truth. There's nothing like putting any picture. Put my picture. If he didn't put very dark man, so he will put my own. When very dark man is dragging him, he will not put my own. What we doesn't want to put and say that I told him that he should go and pay money. He should put it now. Let me explain further what I want to explain. Because let me tell you, this is what his friend did, the pastor. His friend, the pastor, did the same. We have to be very sincere with you people. Pastor Toby, this was what he did to Larry, the footballer. You remember? And that Igbo girl. When they caught him. And in the story, Larry told us that, because you people, you have to be very sincere. Larry told us that Pastor Toby will, from London, order rice from Taste Board. They will go and deliver to somebody's wife. Because when Taste Board was explaining, when I was in school, they used to call me handbag. I am so decent. I don't mix up. I don't shake bada. All those stories, all stories. And all those stories is all stories. To be sincere. All those things is all stories. At least you are happy where you are now. But you people did wrong to what's this guy's name? Your ex-husband. He is a straight guy, but at least he gave you 4 beautiful children. He gave you 4 beautiful children. What will cause Daddy Freeze to pay for somebody's wife, somebody's legal wife that he was benching? What will cost you that 5 million? At least Toby can pay for you. If you refuse that, okay, Baba Badoniel, oh, first son, Toby can pay. At least Toby, he knows what he did with that Larry's wife. TFiko Orifun. Yeah, my son, what was that song? Remind me that song. Oriyeshi Wanibikon. Tofi Korifun. And Larry told us that they used to order rice from your wife. Because if it is Daddy Freeze that this story come, Emma can read Daddy Freeze, sorry, Mike. He will say you should come, you do like this. Oh yeah, they should bring mouth. Oh yeah, sorry, Mike. You go explain tire. You go explain tire. And if you know that this case is such an embarrassing thing, you were shouting. I saw that the Freeze said, punch, bad paper, bad media, bad punch. I hope you are hearing my wife. Oh yeah, he was begging his wife to clear him. Your wife can't clear you. The court has found you an adulterer. You were fined of benching another man's wife. Because as at the time you did it, there was not yet a decree, an absolute decree the dissolution of that marriage. So you are an adulterer, Daddy Freeze. And the simple truth is you should have just paid. That man doesn't really need that money, because in this testimony of your wife now, of Taste Bud, she said it. Money was not their problem, meaning the guy is richer than Daddy Freeze. When they were together, she traveled the world with her children, but she was in tears. She was always sad. Everybody else was happy. She was sad. What is the reason? Because the guy is a straight guy. And those were the things she looked into and thought to herself she was going to dissolve the marriage. She initiated it. The man kept on begging. We don't, that is all. If you say all this in the court of law, explained all these things that you came to tell us, and they still find it that they find Daddy Freeze of committing adultery. Yes, he committed it in here, because nothing can change the law. The law is constant and stable. It can never be changed. It is always same. It applies to everyone and meted upon everyone same way. Because it's Daddy Freeze, it doesn't apply differently. And that narrative that you said, because you are a woman, women are being treated this way. And Daddy Freeze too was shouting under this thing. And was saying, explain, did I do it with you? Daddy Freeze, put your mouth on the mic. You are at fault. Ẹ jẹ̀bi under the law. Go and pay that 5 million. Take shame, pay am. Under the law, you both committed adultery. That's why that man warned you people. If this explanation made sense, you people will not be in the Supreme Court now. They are still going to uphold what was said in the lower court. Go and write it down. If your lawyers are not being truthful with you people, they are just collecting your money. I can advise you, if your wife is encouraging you to continue like this, you people are embarrassing yourselves, and it is not good. It is not good. It is adultery. Mami Yeye, what do you mean straight guy? No, straight guy. Daddy Freeze said he is straight, but the guy is not straight. Sorry. Daddy Freeze was saying on the chat that tell people, because it's not, because Taste Bud was made us understand that our ex wasn't straight. You understand? Or he's not straight. That's the reason, one of the reasons why she left the guy. So Daddy Freeze was saying people are thinking he is the one that she was referring to, and he was saying there, please clear me, please clear me. It doesn't matter, Daddy Freeze, if you are straight or not. You committed adultery. Go and pay 5 million. Do you know the more you are wasting time now, they will add more to it. Or seek your bench warrant, and it may lead to otherwise for you. Do you know? Do you know that they can send àwọn tó máa ń wálé, àwọn wọlé bailiff? They can come to your house, everything worth 5 million. That your car, they will collect it. Do you know that your car, they can collect it from you? Or they will come to your house and come and take your flat screen. Ibi tó máa ń jókòó sí tó máa ń ṣe báyẹn, wá gbé chair, gbogbo nǹkan tó bá worth 5 million bẹ́ẹ̀. They will take it. It's a civil case, which is not a criminal case. But don't do too much. You are at fault. No explanation Taste Bud will give. Stop, okay. No explanation Taste Bud can or will give that changes this narrative. So that will change this thing. And you know one thing I have noticed? I've noticed that we Nigerians, we are too sentimental. I have said it on this platform. I've told you people, when it comes to law, there's nothing like, she was ignorant in law. No. Always go to consultation. They will explain to you. A lot of times, it's kind of strange that people in Nigeria, I don't know, I doubt very much if lawyers in Nigeria or legal advisors lead advice otherwise. I doubt very much. Because if they advise, or they should be able to tell you that under the law, this is stated there. Then you know there's no need for this fight. You are just on an endless mission. You understand? It's a very, very straightforward case that shouldn't even linger on to this moment. By now, all what that the street should be saying is that, I love my wife so much. When the court was wasting time, they even find me and I paid. You have to pay because it is a contract. As a matter of fact, some people are even speculating that the phrase is a speculation. That one, I don't know if it is true. It's now you women that should know your rights. That man that is Taste Boss X, he knows his right. You can hear. She said he employed the service of a son. So, he don't. In fact, that money, we all know he doesn't need that. Work of a show that the free pay and one more the law. Do you get me? Of course, that 5 million. Since when they find him that 5 million, see, what 5 million can even do then? He can't do any of it now. To be very sincere. And the man, the son that is representing him will obviously be getting more than that 5 million. So you should know that it's not about the money. It's just about the law. I was told that Daddy Freeze's wife too was still in the picture as per, yeah, they were maybe separated, but not yet divorced too. So what applied to Daddy Freeze should also apply to Taste Bud, assuming maybe Taste Bud, Daddy Freeze's wife too, ex, too did the needful by suing Daddy Freeze. And they will tell Taste Bud to pay that woman, Daddy Freeze's ex too. But maybe she doesn't know her right, or she doesn't have money to employ the service of a son that would cut the loophole in law and say, okay, we deal with Daddy Freeze for impregnating a married woman who is yet to divorce. That law applies to everybody. There is no selective anything in law. As long as it is for the man, it's also for the woman. There is no part in the law that says this is for the women. No. It is for all of us. Marriage under the Act is a serious business. It is a contract. So if it is true that the Freeze too was not yet divorced, the woman has a right to do the same thing to Taste Bud. Taste Bud will be fined to pay Daddy Freeze's ex. Yes. It doesn't matter if they are separated for 10 years or as long as they have not yet dissolved the marriage, it is still in play, it's still under the Act, so be it. There is no statute of limitation. No limitation. Statutory limitation. There isn't. It's just like when somebody rape you. You understand? Then you will now say because the person have raped you 20 years ago, they charge you to court. You will now say, my lord, since 20 years ago I did this thing, and we are now in 2020. I did it since 20 years ago. There's no limitation. No statutory limitation. As long as the marriage is still on, it is not yet dissolved, you both committed adultery. It is adultery. And who has a right to sue you is the man whom you committed adultery with his wife. His estranged wife. So, Daddy Freeze, you have to pay that money. There's no higher court that you go to. They are still going to uphold it. Most of the time, when you go to lower court, then you go to, maybe, I don't know, high court, then court of appeal, and you are now in Supreme Court, you should know that there's no new facts in what has been happening between the lower court and the Supreme. You should know that the lawyers that are representing you people, they are only taking you people's money. Don't waste your time. And the embarrassment should stop. You understand? The more you people are dragging it, the more the story. I don't know why Punch brought it out and you were shouting, Punch, oh, you are a terrible newspaper. I don't know what Punch wrote. I didn't read what Punch wrote. But if Punch have... Hello, Daddy Freeze is here, but someone is sitting in his seat. Can you rule that? No. Daddy Freeze smart. Oh, take Gbe see Mike. Daddy Freeze, oh yeah, Gbe see Mike. I just needed to, you know, because I see a lot of, you know, sentiments. No, there's no sentiment in this matter. You go explain, Taya. There's nothing the wife is saying that really I'm sincere here. Everything she's saying, it has nothing to do with law. It's just being sentimental. And sentiments holds no water. And, you know, all these things to be sincere. How much is 5 million for Daddy Freeze? If you can sleep with somebody, estranged wife, and you even pregnant the person in the waiting period, they never dissolve her, Abba. You still get became born. You have to pay. Oh my son, Daddy Freeze. Oh, the day is his speech day. He may not speak on it today. No, Daddy Freeze no see my yeye, but why a divorce process exceed 11 years? It's only normal for the partners to move on. Fafa, you were not here from the beginning. Assuming you listened to my explanation from the beginning, I bet you will understand. Judiciary system in Nigeria, I repeat, we all know is very slow. Before you delve into legal marriage, legal anything, especially in Nigeria, you have to be ready for issues that may arise legally. That's why property law sometimes takes 20-something. And my father had land dispute, property dispute. He was on it for almost 20 years. He's spied till now. We, the children, took over. It's like we inherited the dispute. So meaning that it's over 30-something years, we are talking about land property issue. That is how slow Nigeria is. Do we now say because of that, the law will not be in place for things that are happening? That's what is the problem of Nigeria. As a matter of truth, family law cases abroad take sometimes 5 years, even sometimes more, to be sincere. It takes, you have to even be separated for 2 years. Here. They have not heard your case, so, but they will first of all recommend mediation, no? 4 years after, there's a way we count it here before they can even think of dissolving the marriage. Because sometimes, in the course of all this delay, some people reconcile. That is the court's wish. That's why you see a lot of time, women are the judges in family law cases. Because many things are put into consideration. You don't find it easy to decree absolute. Yeah. Many things are put into consideration. And of course, the first thing in it is always the children's best interest. Look at her own case. She has 4 children in that marriage. Then look at it from the perspective. She said the man is begging. Those are things that the reason, oh, my co-counsel is here. Shirley, You are just coming. And I even wanted to say, Shelly, can you call in? Shelly, can you call in and come and tell us about family law on Daddy Freeze's case in Nigeria? I have a lawyer here. Because most of the things I have said is regarding our law here. If you come to us for legal advice, this is what we have. And if you go to the court for cases like this, this is what will happen. It is not fast. It is not swift. It takes time. Then with Nigeria's judiciary system, it is slow. Absolutely slow. Shelly, please call in. That's a lawyer there. You understand? Let her come and explain to us. So, just Google one thing. Google one thing. Google adulterer in Google. Just Google it. Legal perspective. Let me read what it says here on my own phone. See it here. You see it's Google? It says the answer is regardless of whether, listen, oh, the answer is regardless of whether the sexual encounter happened after separation or not. Regardless. That means it is not important. The answer is regardless of whether the sexual encounter happened after separation. Wait, Shelly is calling now. Shelly, please, hold on, okay? Let me just read something for people here. One moment, okay? Hold on, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, let me read this for you. The answer is regardless of whether the sexual encounter happened after separation or not. The parties are still married. Be listening, no? Accordingly, from a legal perspective, if either were to engage with a new partner, that is, if Tastebud was to engage with Daddy Freeze sexually, prior to the grant of the decree absolute, this is classed as adultery. You see that? It's the same thing here. I needed to try and Google adult, here. Well, just shortly before I came online, look at the time, 16:56. But this morning, when I heard that talking, I wrote what I wrote based on here, our legal perspective here. You understand? And I know at least a little of under the AcT marriage in Nigeria. So I knew what I was saying. But now we have somebody that at least has Nigeria understanding. You understand? So let us hear from her. Hello, Shelly. How are you?
I'm fine, yeah. How are you and the children?
We are very well indeed. Thank you so much. How is the family?
Very well, thank you.
Okay.
Hello, everybody in the courtroom.
Thank you.
So the law sees adultery as a matrimonial wrong. I'm just explaining from the Matrimonial Causes Act 2020.
Hold on. Let me pause this. Washing machine so that you can explain to us Nigeria legal perspective of this and what is happening regarding Daddy Freeze and the wife and Tastebud. Okay, go ahead, please.
Okay, so once you are married and your marriage is not legally, once you're married under the Act in Nigeria and your marriage is not dissolved by any court of competent jurisdiction, okay? Whether your divorce is pending or whether you're still planning to go and get a divorce, the law sees you as married. And once in that union, and you have a child outside, with somebody else, it's like an adultery. It's like committing adultery whilst married. So that is how the law sees it. So Daddy Freeze, I really don't know the details of his case with his wife Tastebud, or whatever the case may be. The law sees them. I don't know. I don't think they are married.
No, what happened is, Shelly, can I give you a facts background of the case? What happened is the wife spoke today and she explained that she had to wait for like 12 years. Like she applied for, I mean, she went for divorce, and 2 years into it, that was when I think she now says seeing Daddy Freeze, and you know, like the way she explained. However, she kept on waiting on the divorce. Meanwhile, the husband was also pleading to not to, you understand. But in the course of this waiting for for an absolute decree, I think she got pregnant for Daddy Freeze and blah blah, you know, and you know they were of course benching, and then the court, for this reason, the husband, the estranged husband, filed against Daddy Freeze for adultery. Are you getting me?
Yes.
You know, so Daddy Freeze was then fined by the courts of competence, of course.
For having committed
Adultery, told him to pay that man 5 million. Then they refused, you know, they refused, that the Freeze refused and went to appeal it. Of course, you know, a lower court, of course, decided that they definitely, I don't know how, you know, here we go from circuit, from district to circuit, from circuit to high court, from high court to court of appeal, from high court, you understand? So I think right now they are in Supreme Court.
Okay.
Definitely they've upheld it from the lower courts for them to now be in Supreme Court. So now I think some papers or some people brought it out that I think it was Punch that brought it out that Daddy Freeze is an adulterer because of this story. So I seconded I don't know what Punch wrote, but I came out and said it is true. In marriage under the Act, as long as they have not dissolved the marriage, anything you do, be it man or woman, if you go out there and there's an evidence to prove that you have actually committed that, which their own evidence is that she got pregnant with Daddy Freeze. Do you understand? So they were then charged Daddy Freeze, awarded the man 5 million. So I'm asking, is this judicial wise? Is this not what happens in Nigeria? Because that is what will happen here abroad.
It is what happens in Nigeria. And what most people should know is that, you know, cases may differ, but the principle of the law is always a principle. It's just in application. That is how I see it. And even if, you know, a man or a woman engages in a sexual relationship with someone while they are still, you know, legally married, it is technically adultery. Even if your former partner does not live with you anymore, and you're no more emotionally or physically in the relationship, you can check the Act.
Yes, it is still under the Act. That's the thing. I understand what you are saying. But you see, sentiment here is this. The sentiment, you know, our Nigeria people, and I always explain to them that, you know, when things like this happen, the sentiment here is that because she said she's the one that initiated the divorce, because she said her husband isn't straight. In fact, she said the man doesn't even sleep with her in the room. You understand?
Yes.
He only calls her. Only calls her to the other room, just to impregnate her. And I'm saying, if you have explained all this in the court of law and they find it reasonable, they will not award Daddy Freeze 5 million. They wouldn't. But they find in everything you have to say, it is not applicable to what is on ground, because you have a contract and you are binded under this law. That contract. And that is that you are both married. Until it is dissolved, anything the two of you do outside that marriage is with an opposite sex, sexually, you understand, it is taken as adultery. Now, can I ask you, here in this country, because she said her husband is not straight, you understand? Do you get what I mean? In this country, if your husband or wife is not straight, they do not count it as adultery in this country. I don't know if that applies in Nigeria, because if you go out there and you are a woman and you are having something to do, your wife has evidence of you not being straight, you are having something to do with another woman, you are a woman, or your husband has, this against you, and you present it to the court of law. If you have evidences, is there any way this person be charged for adultery as well? Because here in this country, it is not taken into consideration. When you are, as long as it's not an opposite sex, it is not applicable.
Yes.
So
you see,
yeah,
they have gone to, I'm sure they must have gone to the lower courts.
Yes.
And gone to the appellate court for them to think of going to the Supreme Court. If she had a watertight case, and law is evidence-based.
Yes, evidence-based, yes.
Time,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And she presented the evidence that had the issue, that the man wasn't straight. Perhaps they will have taken the marriage as null and void from the beginning. But for some reason, they must have found loopholes in her
submission. Do you know where I find loopholes as a person? I find loopholes because she birthed 4 kids for this man. 3 or 4.
Okay. So they're going to argue. So if she was gay, how come you had children by this man?
And also, they spent 10 years, she said, together, plus 2 that they were separated. So 12 years. You see?
Okay. So she has also, defeated her own case by herself. So the Supreme Court will decide. Now it's just technicalities and principles of law they will start arguing about.
You understand? Because I sat down and helped her to look at it from the legal aspect. I said, your explanation, you said this man is straight. Yeah? In fact, stories have it that she said the man, because in her submission today, in her explanation today, I could only explain that, okay, 4 times you went, he will call you, and how will he know that he's going to, when he's not God? He obviously cannot sleep with you 4 times in marriage, and you birthed 4 children. That is, of course. Then some people say she said it's 10 times. Some people say she said it's 11 times. Please, my dear sister, is that not the thing that, as a lawyer, most of the time, family law courts, if you will agree with me, there are mainly women that head that court. Because
women find it more interesting.
And also they are compassionate. They are compassionate. You understand? The woman will reason it. If I am the presiding judge over this case, I will reason it. That no, come on. Yes.
They must have asked her questions.
Yes, they will ask her questions. And in every question they're asking her, they will be able to know that she's just angry. She wants to leave this relationship. Yes, she's probably going through battery. Yeah, it's possible. You understand? She's probably going through domestic violence. I bet it's possible. But, as a presiding judge, I will be able to listen to her explanation. And then, most time, all these judges are mothers themselves. They are married themselves. They will apply it to everyday life marriages. And know that there's exaggeration in this matter. Just to dissolve the marriage. They won't listen to you like that easily. Maybe that's what 1 or 2 of the reasons that prolong this case. Because they... are you getting me, the law?
Yes. Yes. Because you see, they're going to ask her, since you knew he was gay, right? And you had 1 child with him. You didn't leave the relationship. You went ahead and had the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th. Come on, that defeats her case. It defeats her case, exactly.
Then another thing, the law.
She's not had 1.
Yeah, assuming it's only 1, reasonably, the judge might think, okay, this is making sense. In 10 years, yes, it's making sense. Now, she said, the man doesn't sleep with her in the room. Are you making sense? Men don't come out to talk too much. I'm not saying the man is straight, so men don't come out to talk too much. But when we are explaining things, you should think that everyone you are explaining to, we are also reasonable people. We are going to critically analyze it and apply it. We apply it. You understand? Now, she said the man only calls her into the room, then, and all her life in that marriage is the children that take turns to sleep with her. This one will sleep on Monday, another one will sleep on Tuesday, another one will sleep on Wednesday, another one will sleep on Thursday. Come on. They were even her firstborn.
She willingly goes. And whenever he calls her into the room, she willingly goes.
Yes.
Knowing that he's gay.
Then did she present all these things to the court? You understand? And the court still finds it that, come on, they are still prolonging the issue. Adultery is one reason. Let me be sincere with you people. They will dissolve a marriage instanter.
Exactly. Or maybe if the man was married and concealed it from you, they will grant you your decree missing.
Yes.
You know, instantly. But he knew he was gay. He sleeps with you today. Tomorrow he calls into the room. He does not force you. You go willingly.
He said only when he wants to give birth. So is the man God that he will know that the moment he does it, it's a straight bullet. So the moment he bench you like that, it will just hit the picking go that one go. So me, I counted it that she only had benching in the marriage 4 times. Only for people to tell me she said it's 10, 11 times. You see all those things, you see, sometimes the court
over to committing adultery. That's it.
That what?
You have a watertight argument.
No, in fact, she said, no. You are missing that point here. She said during all this time in her marriage, she didn't know that the free self not know her.
Okay, well, when she gets to the appellate court, her argument, I still maintain, is not watertight. Whether she knew that the keys or what, and she just knew him. No,
they are going to uphold. They are still going to uphold the lower court's judgment. Take it or you leave it. I'm sincere that the priest will pay that money. Oh my son, I would have, if I were him, I won't drag it so long.
I won't drag it. I'll just try and settle out of court.
Yes, I will just pay to, because people that do not have understanding of the law, they will continue to say, Daddy Tree Yati Yawore, will commit adultery. Oh, Mama Benusi Mike, you go explain tire.
Exactly.
Sincerely.
You know how the law views contracts, right?
Yes, the contract. Yeah.
Under the law, between two people, two parties, when you default on the terms of that contract, okay, there are usually penalties, damages to be paid.
That's true.
Okay? So, they will ask you for proof, for evidence, and listen to your case. Now, her own case is that there's an evidence of a child.
Yes.
So, she's now looking for a defense. I hope our defense lawyers will come up with something. So
I hope so too.
He's paying 5 million. You pay 3
that 5 million. If I am Daddy Free, if he has good lawyer, they will tell him to pay so that he is out of the picture. Because to be sincere, in fact, they are even enlightening his own ex too. Because if it was during the time he was also doing and this lady takes birth, the wife too was then still legally married to him, on she can of course pull back the case of she also deserves a fine from takes birth to her, to Daddy Free's ex. Yes.
Of course.
There's no statutory limitation on rape and all stuff like this. I don't know
in Nigeria, there's statutory limitation to rape. It's 21 years, I think.
Okay, yes, okay, yeah, okay. I think no, there's none for us here.
Okay.
Yeah, to rape here. So, in the area of marriage,
the area of marriage, no. You see, the fact that you're separated from a man, and you're not under the act, and you're not legally separated, you're still married.
Okay. So in their own case, they are under the act now. Their own is Daddy Freeze. Are you hearing? Benusi Mike, please. So who is sitting on Daddy Freeze seat? Stand up. Let Daddy Freeze Benusi Mike, because if it's Daddy Freeze now in this thing, other people answer to you, go call them, make they come Benusi Mike. Daddy Freeze, just go and pay. There's no need to do any agidi kogon, no need for stubbornness. If you ask people that understand the law, which I bet you do, you just want to pull some kind of, stubbornness. Sincerely, you are at fault. Legally. Sincerely, if you come to us for legal advice, and I'm speaking to a lawyer here, in Nigeria, there are other lawyers there. You people should seek legal advice, consultation. Don't they do it in Nigeria, Shirley?
Of course they do. And I'm even surprised that their divorce took such a long time.
So
because I have a friend who's divorced. I have two friends, sorry. Their divorce didn't take up to 3 years.
3 years. Maybe because in the process of, I think her own case, depending on the state, some judiciary system is faster than some states. Maybe her own is in Port Harcourt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know in Lagos State, Ogun State,
yeah,
there's
her own is in Port Harcourt. It probably is slower because they have very, there's probably backlog. Do you understand? Now, she not yet divorced, but they tarrying together. Please write English where I understand, though. I don't understand this thing you wrote, Neka. Tarrying together. I beg, Shirley, waiting me that meaning of that thing when she writes.
No, I don't know what she wrote.
Okay.
But it shouldn't take up to 12, I don't know.
No, that 12 years, I think, I want to believe, at the point she obviously got pregnant and there would have been adjournments. I believe so. So that 12 years. In that 12 years, I think they don't get belly born for each other now. There would have been adjournment, there would have been all many things. And in it, they also, in it also, that the guy also sued Daddy Freeze for adultery too now. So, so the procedure, it was quite kind of long. And in everything she had to say today, I saw her bashing the ex. To me, yes, she was bashing the ex. I think they've already dissolved their marriage now. The problem now is the payment of money, which he must pay. Daddy Freeze has to pay.
He has to pay.
Oh, you must pay, Daddy Freeze.
Neither spouse can marry in a judicial separation or separation.
Dora, I think she said the man purposely dragged the marriage. You can't purposely drag marriage. You can only be saying, I do not want the solution of this marriage, because she claimed the man was begging her. You understand? So you can, she claimed the man was saying she should please not end this marriage. You understand? That of course he loved how she's putting the home together. And if you say this man is doing all this, I'm cool with the fact that she went for whom she loves. You understand? That is their own, cup of tea. But if they say the man is begging, and also the man during the time you were with him, the money was not the problem. You people were living heaven on earth. They were traveling to Disney World, all over the world, all over the globe. It goes to show that the man is a very responsible man. Do you understand? So where the battery then came in is what I don't know, because except I don't understand what battery is. Battery means when somebody beats you, or is that not what it means in Nigeria?
That's what it means now. Battery is assault and battery.
Okay, but she said the man calls her into the room. I don't know. So all that part we are not even any more interested. If the court have of course dissolved the marriage, but what I am saying here is that the loophole and in this loophole, what the court have charged that the Freeze for is a right. That man has only exercised his right. You both were in a contract. The contract is you were both married legally. Even if you are still waiting on the solution, an absolute decree. Yeah, you were waiting on it. You are still married. You are an estranged wife. Any sexual, which can be proven in the courts, that shows that you are doing this thing outside, or the man too, that shows that you are doing it with an opposite sex, forget it. It is adultery.
Yes.
That is where we are going to. All this story.
Yes.
Don't be writing gay and bisexual. It's not good. Stop typing all those things on my platform, please. Can you please delete it? Can you please delete all those things? Don't type such things here on this platform. That's why people use the word straight. They use the word straight guy. They use the word. Don't use all these words. It's not right. Facebook doesn't allow it. Facebook doesn't permit it. So please kindly delete it. Fafa. You understand? So you use the word is straight, is not straight. That's the way to talk about it. Don't use be, this, by, this, pants, this. No, it is. Don't use all those words. Kindly delete it, Fafa san. Delete it, please.
Oh well, I wish her luck.
I wish them luck, but the advice I can give to Daddy Freeze and Shelly, is that all? Do you have anything to tell us before just advice?
So that's all. That's all.
Okay, that's all. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
my co-counsel, thank you. God bless you. You were very helpful here. Thank you. Thank you, darling. Bye. Bye. Bye, darling. So that's the lawyer there. This is what I always tell you people. When you are lost in things like this, simply go to the people that are aware and know about these things, and they will put you through swiftly, straightforward. You won't have to be, you understand? They will put you through, and when they put you through, you won't find yourself in this kind of mess. Sincerely. You know one thing about contract. The court takes it seriously. Be it contract, business contract, or it is as long as it's contract. That's why anything you do and you sign a contract between you and an institution or an organization or a bank or marriage under the act, you have handed everything to the judicial. You have handed it all to them, and they take it seriously. It's just like your documented will. Your will, when you are tested, you understand, and you write a will down. The way the court will help you put it on their head, nothing can change it. Nothing can change it. They will uphold everything you wrote there after your demise. The will. If you are intestate, that's when the court use their discretion to try and help you share your property. If your estate is, of course, in disarray, they are not able to do it right. But if you are tested, meaning you have documents, legal documents, the contract, you have it. They don't joke with such things. That is what happens in marriage too. So all these things, what does is it Olosho we are talking about? Jesus, why can this person even be bearing Jesus speaking? Okay, Jesus speaking. No, it's not about Olosho. You are missing the point. Everything you people write. You see, this is the problem about you people. If we talk now, as you type now, if I talk what I won't say now, it's only an illiterate that will write the way you wrote. It doesn't mean she's an Olosho. Olosho is not what you have said. Olosho, I think, is people that exchange their body for money, or they are married and they are having extramarital affair. What I mean is their husband and themselves, they are in good, relationship, and they are going out there still doing some extra benching. You understand? That's Olosho, if I'm correct. In her own case, she was no more with the man, but they are still married. They call them estranged wife. Because we have been explaining this thing, please, I can't be talking. You people that are here that are owners of the courtroom, I hope you people understand what it is. It doesn't say that she's an olosho. It says that they underestimated the law. And you can't underestimate the law. It goes to show, for those of you that wants to understand the power of legal marriage. You know, every time I tell you people, don't just go and deposit yourself in the house of a man. Make sure you are legally married. This is what, if it is the woman now that the man did this to, she can fight for her rights. At least, if it is Daddy Free's ex now that comes out to say that, hey, so this is my right, she can fight for it, and Daddy Free's will, the States Board too will pay Daddy Free's wife for adultery. This is the importance of marriage when the registrar, under the Act, legal marriage. That's why I always tell you people, when you marry, customary is good, but it is nothing, no old water. If it is customary now, wallahi, not long. As long as Judy then did, you know Judy, yours elephantiasis, as she carried their money go through for in ex face. That's all. You don't finish. They have returned the dowry. That is the contract. Don't go and throw the money on their face. Take your useless money. Just that money, dowry, is all it entails. You know, long. Are you getting me? You can, in customary, head of the family has so much say. But in legal marriage, it is at the courts. You see, they are the one handling the matter. As you go bench person wife where they never dissolve the thing. As far as the court is concerned, it's an insult to the law. You are in trouble. In fact, you know, if to say, assuming it is that they married whilst that marriage is still active, they have not dissolved the marriage. Do you know that here in this country, it is culpable? It is called bigamy. Bigamy. Let's say Daddy Freeze and Taste Board, they wed before they dissolve the marriage. If you try it abroad, you are going to jail. It's bigamy. That girl, that Taste Board is going to jail, not Daddy Freeze. Taste Board is going to jail. Daddy Freeze will pay fine for adultery. It will be Taste Board that went to marry and she's still in another marriage. She's going to jail. It is bigamy. As long as they can tender it that she and Daddy Freeze married, and 1 year, they will throw her into it. It doesn't concern them if you have been waiting for 5 years. As long as the marriage is still not dissolved, as long as it's still active. And that marriage that she had with Daddy Freeze, the moment the court realizes, as illegally it is realized that you have done that, that second marriage is null and void. It's never coactive rara. Osuma lo sewon, but attempt is criminal. And 1 year, but it's null and void. So Daddy Freeze will be told there was never a marriage. Oh, forget it. Oh, it's null and void. Oh, understand the law. That's why I always advise you, in anything about marriage, make sure you go about it legally. It's for your own good. Yes, it's for your own good. The better you understand this. And that's why you have legal advisors, you have solicitors firm in Nigeria where you can go seek advice. Don't just be concerned about you are a celebrity for this reason, you can get away with anything. There's no ignorance in law, and there's nothing like celebrity in law. What is applies to A applies to B. So that part that Daddy Free's wives mentioned women are the ones. She's the one carrying the flag for all women. You are carrying that flag on your own. That flag is not for all women. You are missing the point. The point is you both committed adultery. So that flag, do the needful, pay that money, let the sleeping dog lay, and you people move on. Where you are going to, they will still uphold what the lower court have already, the judgments. Take it or you leave it, because nobody is above the law. I hope this case is clear. We made mention of it 2 years or last year. We are repeating it because it's trending again. But it's helpful for we in the courtroom, because maybe some of you now, you are with a man, and the man is saying my divorce is still in progress, and you are pregnant. Better, I'm not saying hide it, so don't say you could say we should go hide. If the wife cash you parent, or vice versa, if they cash you parent, you will pay money with your pregnancy. You will pay money. Always wait for a divorce to be thorough, absolute, before you delve into that marriage. As long as that contract is still on, do not bother. Don't bother. Women, shengbo. Exactly, they should pay the damages and move on. Exactly, that's why they are awarded that man that money, and the man doesn't need that money. The man doesn't need it. But lie. Even she knows the man is richer than Daddy Freeze. The man doesn't need it. They are just, the court is only doing that so that they can apply the law in the case, because they are legally or they were legally married. And that is also a precedent. It's also a precedent to others to learn. Everything they do, they are doing it so that you'll be saying that you don't know. You will see their case in due course now. You will see it. When they come to a decision, they will be in the case, even though they will initial it with some things, but their case will be in the, what do we call it? Court, you know, all these days where we have different sentences, different decisions and everything. We have different ones, many. Their case will be there on how it was decided. Or that is how that is how legally they create laws, by cases, by acts, by, you know, like that. So that case will be there when it is decided. Then that's what we hear when we cite cases or we make references to precedents in the court of law, and you say, my judge in Daddy Freeze and Taste Buds case, you know, blah, 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 similarly to this, and the decision was this, that. It becomes a case law. It becomes a case law. How does this apply to May Edochie? It applies equally the same way. Remember, May Edochie, she's customarily married to Yo. She's also under the act married to Yo. If she's not under the act married to Yo, you won't have seen situations where we are told that they said it should come to court so that they can dissolve marriage. She's initiated to dissolve her marriage. Remember, it is Yo that is running. Now, Judy is like Daddy Freeze. Yul and May, they are still legally married. In fact, their own case, they were even legally married. They had not intended even divorce at all. When Judy, it was presented to the world by Yo, introducing a little boy as his child outside wedlock. So assuming it was customary law, that is the one mommy mwe dowry, it would have been easy. The only thing is Judy will return Yo's dowry. That ends it. The marriage is now null and void. We've returned your dowry. No more marriage. As Judy did. Remember, Judy went to return her husband's son. Marriage don't end. They don't care if she committed adultery or not. They couldn't do anything. But in the case of Yul and May, because of Judy having a child with a man who is married under the Act is adultery of the same level like Daddy Freeze. Are you getting me? So this is the similarity between their case. As at now, we don't know how far they have got to in the court of law. If by now they have decided that you'll have decided to sign all it needs to sign so that they can divorce them, definitely the court may in due course dissolve the marriage. Yeah, but many things will of course he's going to lose a lot for the damages and many things. He is probably going to lose a lot, especially if he's not turning himself up in the court of law. It's better for him to turn himself up in the court of law. He shouldn't be scared. Then what the fine is the same way they find Daddy Freeze. Are you getting me? They will find Judy equally of adultery. They have both committed adultery. If that man was legally married to Judy, he will also sue Yor to court, and they will find Yor to award that man, as they told Daddy Freeze to award Taste Boss X. Do you understand now? Do you understand now? Do you get the similarity? You understand in this case? That is the similarity. Because they are married under the Act. If they are not married under the Act, the case not go, it's not, it won't get to this extent, because the court doesn't, if it's customary law, it's none of their business. It's not that deep. But under the Act, it's a big deal. Yeah, y'all is lucky that May is taking it easy with him. Yes, I think, she's just taking it easy. So meaning Taste Bud have to wait for final dissolve of the marriage. I think they have finally dissolved the marriage now. I think so. Because if not, but if they haven't, but they've done the worst they can do to Daddy Freeze. You understand? The truth is, if Daddy Freeze do not pay that money, they can send out bailiff. Anything worth that money in his house, in his life, they will take it. Yes, they can. It's content of court now. They can do it. He won't go to jail, but they will take anything commensurate to that amount from his life, from his, maybe TV, maybe his car, yeah, anything. They will take it. Okay, Taste Bud and DF got married immediately after their hair. So what is taking them to the court is about the 5 million. They are still appealing up and down. So I think, you see, it's a very straightforward case. It is Daddy Freeze that is trying to be stubborn here, to be sincere. It's a very straightforward case. Legally, these are the, it's not as sweet, but these are the sweet part of law for us. Hey, yeah, England still 0, Spain still 0. The game is gaming. Oh, well done, all of them. My husband is watching it. My son too. Hey, Unado, before you put your pen to paper on your wedding day, seek legal advice, protect yourself legally, and be ready to follow the law if you seek a divorce. Exactly, Nancy. That's what I don't understand. If they do not said his Rolex research is worth on them, so 5 million is small. Me, Lulu, for me, I think he's just trying to be, the money is actually paying to lawyers to continue to carry him from one court to another to appeal this case. I personally think that money is no money. And the man too, from the way the wife, this ex, Taste Bud spoke, that man too is, from how she spoke, the man is definitely richer than Daddy Freeze. In all ramification. So the man too doesn't need the money, but they need to act. That is the law. He needs to pay for damages and go. All this one, there's nothing that woman can say. To me, she's not standing for other women in the same situation. It's a lie. You are standing for yourself. Sorry. You know, sometimes you people, some of you want to come and do Nelson Mandela and be, you know, manipulating people's brain. It's not everybody in the public that is not reasonable. All of us get sense. There's nothing like that. They are not doing anything for women. You on you people's case, pay the money. That is the littlest you can do in this matter. You also said the man was begging. So what's the other one that for other women in the same situation? Forget it. No other woman in that situation understands you. Pay the money. Pay the money. And you people should go and rest. That's what we in this courtroom, we advise you. If I am a lawyer to, I sense slight jealousy on DF's part. Now I know why the guy is very, no, the guy is rich. The guy is rich. Even the woman takes time. She still talking today. Say money wasn't the problem. They used to travel all over the world. That money was, so the man is not after. He's using sand against them. Sand don't love one. My God. Pay the money and forget this matter. Why are you dragging it? Or if not, the girl should put her hand inside her pocket and pay the man. They know the man has the money. Man, you need the way. In the end, go, it's all those sand that will chop the money from their from her mouth. Nimotufin analyze. They are just the ones embarrassing themselves because in everything we don't know the man. They talk, leave me alone, leave me alone. The man is not holding you people. It's the court that is holding you people. You must pay that money. You will pay the money. For me personally, I will not bind myself legally because I don't know how the marriage will go. So I rather keep a partnership than being legally entangled. Yes, that is it. For those that are not too sure, but in the end, if it works out good, you are bound to lose. If the, let's say the one dies, do you know that as a partner, what you get is not as much as if you are a spouse? That is where the issue is. Then there are many things that legally, when you are legally binded, like in the case of this State Board and her ex now, you see how the man made sure that Daddy Freeze is being embarrassed and disgraced. No, the court will act for you, on behalf of you. That is what, and a lot of things, you know, for you, and in the children as well, they are put in utmost consideration, their best interest. You know, in everything, if the divorce ends up working as it is, do you know that man is of course going to be paying that lady? Do you know that? As he's still going to be paying that lady. It could be that, sorry to say, it could be the money he's even paying her. You won't finish joy. Do you know? He has to be paying. Do you know why he has to be paying? These children, the children are with her. Are you getting me? The only thing that he won't be paying her because she's now with somebody else. But as long as the children are in school, their school fees, I don't know how Nigeria calculates it, but here abroad, he will be the one paying her, even after they divorced. So it's not as if she is going to go, or Daddy Freeze is the one sending her children to school. To be sincere, it's not. It is that man. The richer he is, the more the money she's getting. Daddy Freeze told Tastebot to clear my name. There's nothing to clear. The story is very straightforward. He was shouting, I'm a straight guy. Even the guy, if he's not a straight guy, but he was able to impregnate her and she has 4 kids. I beg you. Hello, Joko. Daddy Freeze says he's the one. No. Anyway, I don't know how Nigeria works. Here abroad, divorce is not just like, yeah, you're going away. You'll still be paying alimony if the woman is not with somebody else. You know, understand? But she has gone with Daddy Freeze, so her own responsibilities now. Then you will be paying for child, kini yo. What is up, he will be paying for the children's upkeep. Child, what do we call it, Shelley? Child support. No, you people don't. It will be paying child support. He has to pay. You people didn't even answer me. I've been saying child support. You will be paying. No, you can child support. That's what they pay. he will pay it. But because she is married to somebody else, her responsibility. If she's not, he will be, her upkeep is still with him, even after their divorce. Yes, here in this country. That's why legal marriage is better to do it. But child support he will pay till the children they get to a particular age. Oh, he must sanwó kú ni. Especially when he's rich, he will pay. Oh, must sanwó kú ni. He will pay. Oh, there's no way you can escape it. The richer you are, the more the money. The richer you are, the more the money. Even let me not talk about the Davido. Even Davido, if he was American, he would be mad. Davido must sanwó kú ni. He will pay money. Then mind the business in it. I don't know how it works in Nigeria. But the thing is that even though Davido's son is not, it's not about Sophia, about the child. Then when you are legally married, you will pay. Damn it. You pay alimony, you pay child support. Hey. But if it's abroad, I don't know how they do it in Nigeria. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how it works in Nigeria. Well, my dear ones, that's what I just said. I should come and tell you people, enlighten you, tell you the benefit, the reason why it is good. I always encourage legal marriage, you understand? And why I tell you people, be smart, be safe out there. Don't let anybody just use you, carry mugu, chop you for it. You understand? Do anything to keep your self in terms of, legally, to bind yourself with your husband or your man or your woman. Do it. It's for your own good. See, when you are hot, fine, they may hurt you. And you've seen cases where somebody came here to tell us how they dealt with her husband here that went to Nigeria and was trying to marry somebody else. That is it. If you are legally married, but you're married in here, the court will wear trouser for you like this. They will wear the trouser and they will fight your battle. That's it. I encourage marriage. That's why I tell people, just make sure you go legally. I'm not saying customary is not good, because customary is just okay. It's not legally binding. It is customary law. It's not really. They can throw the money in front of our house and how much do you people pay? Even my own father didn't collect money, dowry. They don't collect dowry in my house. In my family, when they brought my dowry, my father returned it. He was doing like this in the video. I'm not going to sell my daughter. My dad, that's what my daddy said. I'm not selling my daughter. So therefore, I returned this back to the he returned the dowry. He didn't collect my dowry now. He said he's not selling his daughter. So I think it's a norm in my family. They don't collect dowry. They believe that it's you are selling their. So you tell me they not go return anything. Yeah. It's not worth it now. They didn't collect anything. So they returned my dowry. They didn't collect it. They say that's how it is in our family. Can have as many wives if he chooses to. Exactly, that's customary law now. They always return that. So you ruin anything. That's why they suffer you in the marriage. You just suffer and but they won't feel no be bara. You go just chop beating. Nothing when they won't collect back. So that's why you just need to do something about it. Just go legal about it for your own good. Okay, Jebu generally don't collect that. Okay, so my own, they didn't collect. So they brought it in envelope. They returned it. It's there. So, can you offer that pada for me? Nothing. So it's good you do your marriage legally. You just go and put it under the act. Can you one bear from come account? My parents didn't collect. So what do you want to return? What do you want the man to return? They go just take you. They take you free now. They say, Ayani. My father now say, Ayani, Ayani. Look at the way I'm taking care of my daughter. Yeah, Dada. I don't yes, so we don't collect that. I think Yoruba people don't. Okay, I didn't know. Sorry, Emma Binu. So they return dowry. Okay. All right. So I think that's what happened to me too. So mine was returned. So if it's general, so okay, we Yoruba waiting we won't hold on to. You understand? Waiting they won't return. Give us nothing. Have you waiting you want what way nothing. We come agba wa, we come mama slambo wa, come mama bimo, go just dey born. Return our diary, my friend. Really? Which place? Where are you from, Nancy? Which state are you from? Nancy. Which state are you from, Nancy? Which area? I mean, is it Delta, Igbo, or I think it's Delta. Delta or Edo? Okay, anyway, Nancy not great answer. Delta, okay. Mine too was returned. They said it's a general thing in Yoruba land. I didn't even know. You know, I didn't know that Yorubas return generally. Me, I was thinking my own father now, maybe for our own family, they know they collect. You see, now it's good. You never reach another person. Esa. Okay, you are from Isha. Odewale, how can you be Isha and you are being Yoruba name? Okay, what is the advice for women that need legal advice but cannot afford a lawyer? And we have given it. We have given the... I've given it from my experience abroad, and a Nigerian lawyer to have given it. You understand? From our, you know, it's generally when you get married, make sure you go to registry. You get married legally. That's all. That is the legal truth. Abi, what else can I say? That secures your marriage legally, and it is better for you. You don't need to go to, you understand? So, but should you be in, God forbid, in issue in that marriage? Those are things that different people with different issues. That's when you can ask questions, and it has to be particularly on what your issue is. Many things happen in marriages, in legal or marriages under the Act, but it's not the same, with different names, with different issues. So you need to go straight, this is my issue, and ask the question. But right now, generally, it is only safe and advisable that when you are married, do not restrict it only to customary law, as in engagement traditional. Try and tighten it, secure it better with marriage under the Act, which is legally, you understand, better. That's the general and the whole truth. So, see you all tomorrow. By the grace of God. I think I helped. I don't know about other countries, but in US, you can get free legal advice or a fee sliding scale based on income. Oh no, here you will pay. You will pay 250 euro. Especially civil cases. Criminal, you may see legal aid, you understand? You may see free legal aid, you know, if you are under income person. But civil, you won't see free. You pay 250 euros. You understand? So I gotta go, guys. I'm talking about after marriage or divorce. Or okay, thanks. Okay, Tope Sarumi, I think I've answered you now. All right, my dear ones, she's correct. You can get free legal aid here in America. You can get legal aid when it comes to criminal cases. Legal aid, you understand? That one can come under free if you have low income. But I won't lie to you. That is criminal law cases. But civil cases, lie, you pay. Especially all these family law cases. You pay, oh. You pay. You pay. See you tomorrow. By the grace of God. God bless us all. Love you. Okay? Good night. Daddy, please go and pay. Go and pay. Bye-bye, darling ones. Arabinrin Pearly, Bisodun, thank you. Yeah, it's been nice being in your show after a Nancy, I miss you. You don't fashi me now. Welcome back. home. Faith Lawal, good night, my darling. Folashade Folari, good night. My co-cancer Shirley, good night. Bakari Adegberu, good night, my sweetheart. Have a nice night. Nicole Nike, good night. Tope Sarumi, good night, sweetie. Everybody, good night. I love you all. Mwah. Bye.
Hello, how are we? How's everything? Me? Ah, but I refuse to get up. Oh, I lie. I refuse to get up. How are we? Patience Umukoro, how are you, darling? Today is Saturday. I'm supposed to do business time, but I don't think I can. I haven't even eaten. Me tea, John. Me tea, mommy. I have water beside me, but me tea, mommy. I'm going to. I want to.
I'm trying new Nivea Invisible SPF 50+. It arrived by magic, and when you apply, it disappears like magic. Leaves no white cast, great base for under makeup. Use it to protect your skin from daily aging.
I want to. I'm supposed to do business time at. Okay, today is Saturday. You're at work, or yes, for those of you that work weekend, well, it's normal now. Sometimes you don't work weekdays, so it's good, and it's double pay for weekend. Hello, everybody. I can't do business time more. Can't do business time. I'm supposed to. Mo kàn lie down ni. Màá sùn, màá jí, màá sùn, màá jí. I haven't eaten, no. It's jẹun rárá lẹ́ni o. I never chop. I never chop. Oh. I never chop. So what's up? How are we? How's they go? How's they go? Vera, which country are you based in? Okay, Vera. Monsura Oluwakemi Ogunyemi. Hello, darling sister. I just said I should say to you people that I'm not doing business time. Even though business time is on the other platform. But body me. Body me Gbe. Nigeria new ma. Okay, so Kemi, that means in Nigeria they don't do double pay for weekend. You still okay? Do they do double pay? Yes, Eunice. Oh, that me let's share business time. The expressway. òun ní kémi má bọ̀dà. Ta ló máa drive lórí expressway? Ah.
Ó máa pàdé ẹnu àgbà mọ́tò here.
No, kò need now, ṣebí ìwọ ló ń lọ. Okay. Let me go and pick my daughter. My daughter just came in. Kò dẹ̀ sọ fún mi pé mi ni màá wá gbóhùn ní airport. My husband just told me now that my daughter said I should pick her at the airport. Mama. Oh, ní Daddy ẹ̀ ń sọ fún mi sìn. So ẹ jẹ́ kí n lọ gbé ní airport. Ṣé kémi má bọ̀dà? Sure. Okay, Daddy said he will go and pick her. Daddy said he will go and pick her. Thank God. Torí kò sọ fún mi pé mo máa gbóhùn ní airport. My daughter traveled to London. She traveled to London. So she has landed and she said to come and pick her. Kò lè bá mi sọ tẹ́lẹ̀. So Daddy have said, kí má worry òun á lọ. Torí bí mi ṣe wáyé, èmi tẹ̀ tired, mo kàn sùn pálájà ni. Kò sọ fún mi. Mo dẹ̀ ó sì bá mi sọ̀rọ̀. Ó ní tóun ò bá rí bus pé ṣe máa gbóhùn. Mo á ní no, you will stay for bus. Ó ti wá pé bàbá ẹ̀ sí pé no. Timetable bus yẹn ò wá okay pé mommy should come and pick me. Mommy is feeling lazy today alone. Thank God, Daddy have said he will go for me. If not, ẹ máa rí mi mo láti dìde. Mo láti lọ gbé nìyẹn. And that is like 1 hour plus drive. It is well. I'm tired. Mi dìde lórí bed. Mi tí ẹ mú mi. No water, nothing. Mi tí ẹ ṣe kankan, mo kàn ṣáà sùn. Bí mo ṣe ń ju ẹsẹ̀ rí, mo kàn ń ju ẹsẹ̀, mo ń ju apá, mo ṣáà sùn. Mi jẹun báyìí, mi tí jẹun. Mi ṣe ni tí mo kàn tired. And I'm looking at the time. I'm wondering 4 o'clock will soon be here. It's lazy Saturday for Yeye. I've been at very many. Gbogbo ẹ̀ ló ṣe mí. Bóyá menopause náà ni gbogbo ẹ̀ ló ṣe mí o. Bóyá menopause náà lélẹ́yìí náà gbogbo ẹ̀ ló ṣe èmi tèmi o. Mi tí ẹ mọ̀ nǹkan tí mo máa jẹ. Mo mọ̀ nǹkan tí máa jẹ. Bóyá tí bá lè dìde. Bóyá máa mu oats. I'll take oats. But tí bá mu oats yẹn mo máa ń like kí n ṣe ẹran sí. Mi ò dẹ̀ tí ṣẹran. I have to go to town. But I don't think I can do it. And we have bank holiday on Monday. We have bank holiday on Monday. It's a long weekend though. That's why I even think, okay, maybe on Monday I can do business time. And I have a holiday next week. I'm going on holiday next week, so, and I have bank holiday with it, so I have a few days off work next week. We have August bank holiday on Monday. So holiday again. Yeah, so I have holiday next week to book holiday, so that's going to give me time off too. But nevertheless, I am tired. Adebisi, how are you, darling? I saw you and my girl. I thought you people were out. I saw you when I wanted to go live now. You are working on bank. Ṣe bí gbogbo yín tẹ́ máa rí owó. Ẹ má worry ẹ̀yin mi yo. Ẹ̀yin mi máa jẹ́ kí n, when they did it, they made it wider. So if I'm not with it, ó máa jẹ́ kí n dàbí ẹni tó mu igbó. máa jẹ́ kí n dàbí crackhead. You understand? You can see that I have a G there, but they have to make it wider, you know, so that they can fix that teeth, you know, so that they can fix it. Eyín yìí máa ń jẹ́ kí n dàbí àwọn crackhead. Ẹ wo bí ó ṣe rí, ojú tí ẹ máa wá ń tì mí sìn. Mi ṣáde lè fi eyín sùn. It's very ó ga o, mi tí ẹ lè lánú mi. Mo wá rẹ́, mo tún fira mi ṣe ẹ̀yẹ, mo dàbí àwọn tó ti mọtí, tó ti mu gbó. Adebisi, when I came online, I saw you with my daughter, and jáde lọ, and she twinning. And that's this Adebisi ó ti ṣeré lọ ntiẹ̀. This teeth, our people here, ṣe dáadáa o. Because when the teeth is not there, it's very funny. It looks very funny. I will use it for one skit. Skit àwọn amugbo orin bí Pasuma. Orin bí Pasuma, orin Pasuma. Ibi táwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n àdúgbò yẹn, irú yẹn tó ta mugbo, tí bá lọ fẹ̀yìn ṣe, ẹ̀wọ̀n pé gbogbo eyín wọ́n máa ń jẹ tán ni ó máa ti ká tán ibi tó ti mugbo. Oh my God, màá wá skit kan ṣe. Holiday la wà yín sí, bóyá màá rí kan ṣe nínú gbogbo ẹ̀ máa wá. I enjoy it too. You are beautiful, Yeye. Thank you. Jumi Ara, you are working on bank holiday. That's double pay now. I want in Nigeria. I sure say they know they do double pay for Nigeria. Nothing like that. Everybody na normal. But yeah, if you work overnight or especially weekend, Sunday. I remember when I was doing care job in London then. A máa ń fa ìgbẹ́ àwọn arúgbó. Weekend nìkan ni mo máa ń ṣe. Mo dẹ̀ máa rí gbogbo owó tí mo máa ń rí working as a till assistant. Because I worked at Sainsbury then and I worked as a parking attendant with AcT. I'm telling you, just that weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Gbogbo owó tí mo máa rí working as.
The Miller family know they can sit back and relax with National Express. If you know, you go.
Working as AcT, as in a parking attendant and working as a till assistant. Gbogbo ẹ̀ mo máa rí ní weekend yẹn. Meanwhile, mo tún ṣiṣẹ́ till assistant, mo tún ṣiṣẹ́ AcT. I do that during the week. After closing from parking attendant, I close at 6. I resume. I work in all this. My beat is always around. If you know London very well, Southwest. My beat is always around Tootingbeck, Putney, all those places, Balam, those Southwest, all that side. When I'm done from there, I take a train, northern line, sorry. I take a train, I drop at Clapham Junction.